Ever felt stuck in a loving and harmful relationship, leaving you questioning your sanity? The kind of relationship where love and pain are so intertwined, you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Welcome to Toxic Truth, where we unveil the hidden tactics of psychological manipulation. In today's episode, we're diving deep into trauma bonding with a narcissist. What makes these bonds so powerful, and how can you break free? Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Trauma bonding creates a powerful emotional dependency, making you feel both trapped and connected, even to someone who causes you immense pain. Understanding the psychological mechanisms behind this bond is key to breaking free. We'll explore how narcissists use manipulative tactics like love bombing and gaslighting to create these bonds, and the steps you can take to reclaim your life. If you've been struggling with this kind of relationship, this video is your lifeline. Let's embark on this journey to recovery together. Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD, is characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance, an insatiable craving for admiration, and a profound lack of empathy for others. Individuals with NPD excel at manipulation, employing strategies such as gaslighting, love bombing, devaluation, and exploitation to dominate their victims. They often attract and ensnare their targets with charm and charisma, crafting an illusion of genuine affection and care. Once they've established a bond, they begin to manipulate and control their victims. This abuse isn't always blatant. It's often insidious, making the victim question their perceptions and feelings. Ever felt like you were walking on eggshells around someone, constantly second-guessing yourself? That's the mark of narcissistic abuse. Narcissists are adept at identifying and exploiting their victims' vulnerabilities, ensuring they remain in control. It's a twisted game of power and manipulation, one that leaves the victim emotionally and psychologically drained. Trauma bonding with a narcissist involves several key psychological processes. One major factor is intermittent reinforcement. Narcissists alternate between periods of affection and abuse, creating an unpredictable and unstable emotional environment. This intermittent reinforcement is a powerful conditioning process that strengthens the victim's emotional attachment to the narcissist. Imagine being on an emotional roller coaster. One moment you're elated by their love, the next, you're devastated by their cruelty. This inconsistency makes you crave their approval and affection even more, despite the abuse. Victims often experience cognitive dissonance, struggling to reconcile the narcissist's loving behavior during the idealization phase with their abusive actions during the devaluation phase. This internal conflict leads to rationalizing or justifying the abuse. Narcissists often isolate their victims from friends, family, and other support networks, making them increasingly reliant on the narcissist for emotional and sometimes financial support. Understanding these mechanisms is the first step towards breaking free. Recognizing trauma bonding in a relationship with a narcissist can be challenging. Some common signs include rationalizing the abuse. Victims may downplay or justify the narcissist's behavior, making excuses for their actions or blaming themselves. Another sign is emotional dependency. Despite the abuse, victims often feel a deep emotional connection to the narcissist and believe they cannot live without them. They might also be isolated from friends, family, and support networks. Victims might defend or protect the narcissist from criticism, even in the face of clear evidence of abuse. They often feel confused about their feelings and afraid of the consequences of leaving the relationship. Recognizing these signs is crucial for taking the first steps towards breaking free. Creating these videos takes a lot of effort and dedication. If you're finding this content helpful, please support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more valuable content to you. Every like, comment, and share helps spread awareness about these critical issues, reaching more people who might need this information. By subscribing, you'll also be the first to know when we release new content. Thank you for being part of our community. These manipulative tactics are just the beginning. The emotional and psychological toll of being in a relationship with a narcissist runs deep, often leading to a profound and damaging connection known as trauma bonding. It's more than just manipulation. It's a bond that can feel nearly impossible to break. Trauma bonding isn't just a concept. It's a devastating reality for many people who find themselves trapped in toxic relationships. Let's look at some real-life examples that vividly illustrate what trauma bonding looks like in action. One individual shared how they almost withdrew their divorce filing because of the intense emotional pull they still felt toward their narcissistic partner. Despite knowing that the relationship was harmful, they compared the bond to an addiction, describing it as needing one more hit. It wasn't until their attorney intervened that they could see the situation clearly and move forward with the divorce. The turning point in their healing process came when they fully realized the narcissist's true colors, something they could never unsee. Another person described how the love bombing at the beginning of the relationship felt like a powerful drug, an electrifying high that was nearly impossible to resist. However, as the love bombing gave way to devaluation, they found themselves hooked, desperately trying to regain the euphoria of the early days. This cycle kept them trapped. Their boundaries eroded over time. It was only after numerous failed attempts to leave that they were finally able to break free, recognizing that their brain chemistry had been altered by the abuse. Then there's the heartbreaking story of someone who discovered their narcissistic partner was betraying them by texting their aunt, professing love for them while still married. Despite this revelation, they questioned their decision to leave, showing just how deeply trauma bonding can distort one's judgment. They eventually realized that the narcissist's behavior wasn't accidental, but a series of calculated choices meant to manipulate and control. These examples underscore the insidious nature of trauma bonding. It's not just emotional attachment. It's a psychological trap that changes how you think, feel, and react. Recognizing these patterns in your own life is the first step toward breaking free and reclaiming your power. The effects of trauma bonding with a narcissist can be profound and long-lasting. Victims often suffer from a range of emotional and psychological issues, including low self-esteem, anxiety, and depression. Continuous abuse and manipulation erode the victim's self-worth and confidence. Many victims experience symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, such as flashbacks, nightmares, and severe anxiety. The chronic stress and emotional turmoil of an abusive relationship can lead to significant mental health issues. After experiencing betrayal and manipulation, victims may struggle to trust others, affecting future relationships. Emotional exhaustion is another common consequence. The constant highs and lows can take a toll on the victim's mental health, leading to burnout and a feeling of hopelessness. Escaping the cycle of trauma bonding with a narcissist is challenging but possible. This involves understanding the tactics used by the narcissist and acknowledging the impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Seeking support is another vital step. Building a support network of trusted friends, family, and professionals can provide the emotional and practical assistance needed to leave an abusive relationship. Learning to set and enforce healthy boundaries is crucial in preventing further abuse and reclaiming control over one's life. This may involve limiting or cutting off contact with a narcissist and other toxic individuals. Engaging in activities that promote self-worth and confidence can help rebuild your sense of identity and self-esteem. Understanding narcissistic personality disorder and the dynamics of narcissistic abuse can empower you to recognize manipulation and take steps toward independence. Developing a detailed safety plan is also crucial. It's important to be patient with yourself during this process. Healing from trauma bonding doesn't happen overnight. It requires time, effort, and self-compassion. Celebrate small victories along the way, and remember that every step you take towards independence and self-empowerment is significant. By employing tactics such as intermittent reinforcement, cognitive dissonance, dependency, and isolation, narcissists create a powerful emotional bond that is difficult to break. Recognizing the signs of trauma bonding and understanding the impact on victims is essential for addressing the issue. Breaking free from trauma bonding requires acknowledgement of the abuse, seeking support, engaging in therapy, establishing boundaries, rebuilding self-esteem, educating oneself, and creating a safety plan. With the right support and strategies, victims can begin the journey toward healing and reclaiming their lives. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more insights, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, healing is possible, and you're not alone.